John 13, 1 through 5. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had prompted Jesus, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he comes from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, wrapped a towel around his waist. After that he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel wrapped around him. On the night that Jesus was to be betrayed, he chose to begin that evening with an incredible act of service. He tied a towel around his waist, took a pitcher of water, and knelt at the feet of his disciples. He proceeded to wash their dirty feet. He cleansed them of the dust and the grime. He performed this act of service with love and compassion. Even though in a little while we would hang from a cross, having been betrayed by one and abandoned by others, he performed this act of service as an example of how they were to live and treat one another, as well as those they would encounter in the world around them. As we go through this incredibly difficult time, we too are challenged to be a servant to one another. While we may not be able to kneel at each other's feet and wash them, we can find a way to offer God's love to every person we encounter. We are blessed with a multitude of ways today that we can share a message of hope. I pray that we can take full advantage of them and reach out to others in need. This time of crisis can draw us closer to God and to each other if we do not forget the lesson that Jesus showed us in the washing of his disciples' feet. All of us are called to be servant to one another. Holy God, as we remember the act of service your Son did for his disciples, may we be willing to be servants to one another. May we find a way to help those around us and express your love to all. Amen. Now may the God who challenges us to be of service make it possible for us to serve one another.